Odd Conduit Media.
What's it gonna be?
You are now listening to the
Hyrule Podcasters! Rumble, rumble.
Hey there, all you stuck-up and disposed princesses and princes. Welcome to another episode of
Hyrule Podcasters!
Podcast of the Windfish.
I'm your co-host, Ben.
And I'm your co-host, Pat.
On this audio-only Let's Play, we venture through each game in Nintendo's Zelda franchise.
You got that right. We're not experts or purists. We're just playing each game start to finish.
And this season, we're playing Link's Awakening DX.
How you liking playing Link's Awakening DX?
It's great. It's great. I mean, colors are vibrant, really pops off, really just makes you feel good. It's a really fun game.
It's funny. I feel like retro gaming never went away. It just the name changes a little bit. You know, like at first it was just video games. And then the graphics really improved and processors really improved and storage space got really big. And then they called this kind of game old school gaming, right? And now it's called retro gaming. But I feel like it never went anywhere, never came back. They just keep shifting the agreed upon word for it. And right now, games that look like this are really popular, you know, like Celeste style, like new games that look old are really popular. Even all these, have you seen all these Christmas sweaters that look like 8-bit or 16-bit?
Oh, really?
Video games? Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Well, you know why?
Why?
Because who are the people that have disposable incomes right now?
Ah, right.
They're people, you know, in their, early 30s to mid 40s. And they would have grown up playing all of those 8-bit and 16-bit games. So they're trying to hook us back in, Patrick.
Trying to
get you to buy that stupid Super Mario Christmas sweater that you don't really need. But you just got to have it. Because Yoshi has a Santa hat on, and it's amazing.
You know, I, for better or worse, have escaped this because I do not have disposable income. All of my income is...
You solved it. You solved the problem.
Posable. It is not disposable. So I win. What?
You've beat capitalism? Patrick has won.
I win capitalism by being broke. I got... Have you bought any little kitschy holiday stuff this year? I know that there's a Super Nintendo ornament from Hallmark that's really cute.
No, I really try and not buy anything for the most part that doesn't have a clear utilitarian value or is going to bring me a lot of joy.
Right. So. And you know that Zelda little pocket, what do you got? It's like a watch, Game & Watch Zelda thing.
Yeah.
That's a clock.
Yeah,
so
it sits on my desk.
Yeah,
it's my clock
you
on my
use
desk.
it as a clock on your desk.
Yeah, it's my office clock.
Which is how they tricked you into doing that. Because they were like, somebody's going to want a utilitarian. I feel like that's like a movement. Is that the right word? We're just all over the place with these. Utilitarian. A utilitarian purpose. Somebody's going to want that. Let's put a clock on it. Now they got co-host Ben buying their thing.
There you go. Yeah. Jeremy Bentham would be the main person associated with utilitarianism.
Jeremy Bentham.
Bentham. Yeah. You're trying to maximize happiness.
Wow. You know, my philosophy on life was always, why try to be happy? Why not try to achieve, maybe make the world a better place, meet goals? Happiness was always secondary until I totally ran out of steam and then realized that happiness is pretty important.
Might be the goal of all those other things.
Might be the goal, sure. So let me tell you this. So I've been applying to jobs and, you got to like spend 30, 45 minutes on each job application because they ask for a different cover letter, blah, 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 blah. And then they don't even have the decency to send you a rejection letter. So I was filling out one for this company and they asked me what my definition of greatness was. And I haven't pondered this, often. Definition of greatness. Although I'd love to be like a world famous musician. I'm like, that isn't like a direct goal of mine anymore, but it always was when I was a kid.
Sure.
So thinking on my feet, I said self-love, compassion, and legacy. And I think that self-love and compassion are hand in hand. I do believe that you can achieve compassion without fully realizing your own self-love. I think that like wait until you've perfected yourself to, care for others thing is a little off base. I think that you get to a point where you can grow, where they can work off each other. And then legacy could be something as simple as making, one person's life better, or, a cat's life better, or changing the world drastically. Just leaving the world better than you found it, like the Boy Scouts,
Like having 100 episodes of Zelda audio only Let's Play that people can listen to in perpetuity.
So
right?
there
Same
you
thing.
go.
Same
Here we
thing.
go. I love you, Pat, and I love you, all of our listeners. And here's another episode of
Hyrule Podcast.
So I've achieved greatness, right, by my standards. So I did that on the fly, but I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm like, that's a pretty good response. Not to toot my
I think
own
it's a great
horn.
response.
Can I put you on the spot? Bang! Definition of greatness. Go.
Definition of greatness. Having others recognize you for your contributions to their life.
All right. So we're learning a lot about Ben's love language here, people. A little gratitude goes a long way with this guy. I'm the same way. I got to tell you. I manage a couple rappers, a few rap projects.
Yep.
And when they say, "Dude, thanks so much," I'm just like, I could do this for free for the rest of my life.
There you go. Like, I don't need gifts, none of that, just like, verbal praise.
Verbal
all about
praise.
It. All about it.
All about it. I just need a little gratitude. You don't have to buy me a drink. You don't have to buy me a car. You can do all those things if you want.
To be clear, Patrick is not saying no to gifts.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying say thanks every now and then, and we're probably good. So, hey, Ben, thanks for figuring out how to set up the, what do we use, OBX, to get this podcast on a really good video feed. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And that you can both hear and see the video.
Yeah, I can hear. We have sacrificed.
Y'all don't understand it. I mean, we're on our 4th season. We've put out more than 50 episodes.
Uh-huh.
And whoever wasn't playing was never able to hear anything that was going on. You could see it. Yeah, unless we were together.
Yeah, and there was at one point we had a rig that we could hear, but like there was another thing that we had to sacrifice,
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, you figured it out. And again, I know most of you are listening to this, but if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can see our video feed. If you feel like it. Although uncut, right. Although I do just really like the idea that people are out there listening to the podcast when they would probably rather be at home playing a video game. Maybe they're like driving to work or, doing something that they can't that they're using their eyes for an important task. So I'm happy to be your eyes and ears while Ben plays this game.
Outside of that, how the holiday season shaping up for you?
Good. About to buy a tree today. We were
Nice.
We put it off a little bit, and apparently it paid off because there's discounts all over town now.
Amazing.
Which I'm not in a rush to get the tree or get rid of it. I'll probably keep it for most of January. So that's fun.
Smart.
Crystal is in the Nordic Choir. I saw another one of her concerts. It was really good. They
Excellent.
crushed. And we got all these cookies from Crystal's office cookie exchange. So
Ooh,
I just
that sounds really. I've never done a cookie exchange.
dude,
That sounds really
everybody, you bake 24 cookies,
fun. Okay.
and then you bring them in, and everybody gets one of each other's. So Crystal
Oh my
came home
goodness.
with 20 cookies. There are a few left over, and I just ate we've been sharing them, an Earl Grey orange zest
Ooh.
cookie. Right? It was great.
Was it a soft cookie, hard cookie?
Soft, chewy,
Yep.
and the outside was a little flaky.
Nice.
Just like expert. Everybody put their foot in it. Expert cookies.
Excellent.
What do you think about that saying? Put their foot in it.
I thought that was a negative thing. I didn't know that was a positive thing.
Oh, yeah. I think, I put my foot in that stew means you made a really good stew. What about your...
I don't think that's right.
No? No. All right, let me look it up. If someone puts their... yeah, you might be right. I thought that it meant that you did a good job. I'm double Googling it because the first one did not come up with what I wanted it to.
Jenny!
Yeah. Let's source.
We need a third opinion.
No, it's here on Urban Dictionary. To really put an effort into something, to do an outstanding job. But if you put your foot in your mouth, you did something that made you embarrassed. So,
I can't even get my foot into my mouth.
No?
It's like a physical impossibility.
Not with that attitude.
That's true.
I bet you could work on it. I know, you're busy running. What are you running a marathon a month this year?
I am. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do December's here. So
you haven't done December's yet. Cool. Is it a holiday-themed run?
It might be. It'll probably be listening to Avatar 2 podcast themed is what it will be.
Nice. You going to wear a Santa hat and carry a menorah?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Why not?
Got to represent everyone.
Yeah, it's Hanukkah.
It is. I know. It started yesterday.
Best thing about Hanukkah to me, since I don't celebrate Hanukkah, is that if I forget to wish my Jewish friends happy Hanukkah, I got like 7 more days.
That's true. It's right there in front of you.
So happy Hanukkah, everybody that celebrates Hanukkah or just wants to have a happy Hanukkah.
That's true.
So how are your holidays going, Ben?
They're great. We're here in Virginia, just enjoying being home, and it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. What's the weather like right now?
It's chillier than I want it to be here, but it's not too bad. Do
the girls care when it's cold?
I think it has to get really cold. Like I think into like the single digits before they're cold. At least it seems like it.
Think it's because of the fur, or do you think that humans are just little babies?
I think fur goes a long way.
Fur goes a long way. Got it. Well, speaking of going a long way, we got a long way to go before we finish this video game. So what do you say we get to it?
Let's do it.
Goopy. Let's get it. Goopy's got 5 hearts and a 002 under his name. What does that mean?
I've died twice.
Does that mean you've died twice?
Yep.
I like the way he shuffles in the start screen.
He's like hustling. He's ready to go. So am I.
All right, so we're out here outside of Richard's villa, and we are hopping around. We have to now enter the key cavern, which we got the key for. We already put it in the hole. And I think Ben might be going the wrong way to enter key cavern.
Well, I think you can go both ways, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, cool.
I think one way is just a lot longer, and I think I went the longer way.
I think you went the longer way. We won't say the wronger way. We'll just say the longer way. Ben inspects a hornet's nest. Have you ever had to deal with a hornet's nest? Beehive?
Yes, but call a professional.
Call a professional, right? That's what I was going to say. And people will take them down and then give them to a bee farm. So Ben's hopping across the water in order to get to this place. That's kind of a tricky thing. You got to look at the map if you don't know what you're going. And we're entering Key Cavern. He's equipping his sword and to be level 3 Key Cavern, which Ben thought was, what do you think it was called? Slime Cavern?
Slime Cavern, yeah.
So Ben's going to pick up a pot. He knows that he has to pick up a pot and throw it at the store to open the store. But you at home probably didn't know that. So you'd probably go...
Ooh, we got some new bad guys.
To the left first. We see a bomb bite, which is a bomb that you hit it and it goes bouncing around. You got a small key. And
all right, so this room, you can go either left or right. So I'm going to go right, and I am blocked. So
yeah, we see these crystals we're not allowed to pick up. So the bomb bite, you hit it, and it starts bouncing off the walls, and it has to hit like a few walls, or there's a timer on it before it pops. Ben encounters some slimes and opens a treasure chest, and there's a slime in it. I love that. Now he's in a
All right,
room
this next room.
that has a bunch of, what are they called? What
We
do
got
you
some
think?
keys, and then we got a guy with a sword and a shield.
Right.
And importantly, there are crystal switches in here that will raise and lower the pegs, and right now they are raised, so we can't get any further.
Pegs. Yes, the pegs are raised, and so we're in a room, and there's a wall dividing the screen, and we can see that path on the left that we couldn't have taken, and there's just a baby slime there keeping us from being able to make the chest in the room appear. Uh-oh, Ben's avoiding a
See that?
guardian
I avoided
acorn.
a guardian acorn like a G.
Acorn. Yep, so there's some slimes. Now, this room's great. There are 4 locked doors in this room, and I know which door leads to our path opening up.
Well, don't tell me. Everyone on the count of 3, shout out if I should go up, right, left, or down.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
All right, we'll go with that
Down.
one.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good suggestion. So Ben enters this room and tries to slice this enemy that looks like a bird's head with no body but feet, and maybe looks like it has spectacles on. Very interesting.
That's really cute.
It is adorable. Very interesting enemy. And when he gets near it, it disappears. So he's gonna throw a pot. Oh, he was gonna throw a pot from afar, but instead he's gonna try to plant a bomb because he threw all the pots. I would suggest he leaves the room and instead try to Oh, well he bombed it out of position, but it didn't die. So 2 bombs and now it's dead. And we got a key. So down was the wrong room if we wanted to skip these rooms. Although I like playing these rooms.
Next, I'm going left.
So in this room, there's 2 of these things, which I should probably look up the name for. We'll just call them bird heads for right now. And Ben's gonna apparently use bombs, to chuck into the floor, the hole in the floor. So there's moving parts of the floor, and if you stand on them, you'll move. So Ben uses bombs. Bird faces both go down into the hole. And he kills the slime as well. And he gets the key in this room. There's a floating heart, which gives him 3 hearts.
Oh, I did not know that.
Which was awesome. Unexpected.
Now we're going right.
We're going right. And we have found a room with a staircase. Again, light spoilers on this show. We're not gonna ruin the ending for you, but we're gonna talk a little bit about some stuff you might not know if you've never played the game. Again, if you're playing the Switch version, pretty much the same thing. I'm interested. If any of you are playing along on the Switch version, let us know in our Discord, and let us know if it's kind of matching up to what you're experiencing. So Ben kills some slimes, gets some blue roops. He has the piece of power right now, so he moves a little faster. He's a little stronger. Do you notice that you're moving faster?
Yeah.
Can you feel the power? What does it say? It's coursing through
Feel
your
the power
veins?
surging through you. So in this room, we have an arrow pointed to the wall, and we're expert gamers, so we're gonna blow up that wall.
We're not, dude. We're not.
Oh wait, we're not experts. That's right.
So we're gonna blow up the wall.
So we're now in a room that has a very large pit in it that we definitely can't jump across. So we just gotta keep trucking along. So we're gonna keep heading up. And in this room, there are some more bomb guys.
Oh, and they count down.
And when you hit them, they count down to 1.
That's cool. I like that. So the Parods. That's the bird head thing.
Oh,
they
cool.
are stocky bird-like enemies. They're only
we got the
found-
compass.
Hey, compass. They usually appear in 2s. They shoot a star-like projectile.
Yep.
Tricky enemies. They teleport. So you can run over to where they teleport to, and
Okay.
slice and dice. We're doubling back because there's nowhere to go forward, and we encounter some of these
Okay, so there's a key in there.
countdown bombs. Don't know what they're called. Not doing a lot of research. I've been doing research on this game my whole life. All right, Ben's just crushing slimes. We see some rocks with keyholes in them. And Ben's gonna slice and dice these Parads. Or he's gonna let him keep shooting him. Ben's getting really got. He's getting got.
Definitely getting bodied a little bit
Getting
here.
bodied. We got a hoppity-hopping skeleton and some slimes. So we're going through a one-way. We're going through a one-way kind of thing here where we go through a door that you can only go one way through. And now Ben's in a room with an owl statue and one of those masked bad guys with a sword. And there's a bomb floating. Ben kills all the baddies in the room, smashes some pots. And over to his right, he can go up a staircase. But first, he's gonna hop up and get these bombs that are floating. He has to re-equip his sword because he accidentally unequipped it. And he's gonna go to the right. And now he can see that if he would have bombed the wall in the room he was in before we doubled back, he would have been able to continue on and perhaps get a key from that room. Treasure chest appears, 50 rupees.
You got 50 rubies.
And he continues. I wonder if the etymology of ruby and rupee is
Yeah, and so far it doesn't seem like there's a cap on the amount of rupes that we can get. In other Zelda games, I think we've ran into caps.
Yeah, I mean, we have 217 right now. And how much was that bow?
Oh, 900.
900. And we're not stealing because we want to get called Goopy the whole game. So, ooh, Ben's down to a half a heart. Will he die? Stick around and find out. Stick
There we
around and
go,
find out. Okay, now
Ben's definitely playing some fast and loose here gaming.
you know, sometimes you got to play it fast and loose. Ben bombs
All right, so
the wall.
We circled all the way back around.
Got by
we...
some bombs.
These bombs are tough. They just like explode. They just, Oh, a fairy! Wow.
That's good. Yeah, and there's no bottles in this game.
No.
You
All right,
just
so we
gotta
currently
eat 'em.
have 3 keys. And if you remember, there was one more door that we didn't go in back in that first area.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and we're also still looking for a crystal switch. Because there was, again, another spot that was blocked off to us, and we want it.
We want it.
What's up with these jumping Stalfoses that throw things at me, man?
They're just hopping around. They're hopping mad. Just like our, who is that, the genie? He's hopping mad.
Oh, yeah.
So Ben's not going to use his keys. Ooh, here we go. So we've seen these guys before.
We did?
In another game, correct?
Okay.
Aren't they in Link's Awakening? So there's
This is Link's Awakening.
blah. What am I talking about? I'm talking about A Link to the Past.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they are
They're creepy looking things.
Two
They're
segments.
2 balls, and the front ball has a mouth in it.
a really gaping mouth, and you put a bomb in their mouth and they explode. Dodongo snakes is what they're called. And they look kind of like Dodongo, but instead of having a tail that gets smaller and smaller and smaller, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess they're only in this game. My bad.
Yeah,
They
that's
just
what I
look.
thought.
They just look like Dodongo.
Yeah, and you kill them the same way, too, so.
Do you? I thought you.
Because you feed them bombs.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Dodongo.
All right.
Oh,
you
is the
got the
dragon.
Pegasus boots. If you hold down the button, you can dash.
sick. So we dashing, and this is how we get through these rocks that we couldn't deal with. So we've met Dodongo, but only because we played 64. We played why can't I think today? We played the Ocarina.
Okay. So in the middle of this floor, there were a bunch of lock blocks.
Lock block.
And unfortunately, there were 4, and we only had 3 keys. So we're going to have to go find ourselves another key.
Better go get that key. Better go get that key. Better go get that. Better go get that key. Better jump across that pit. So there's a very big pit, and Ben says, how do I jump across it? Maybe I'll get a running start with my new Pegasus boots and fall directly into the pit. It's always so climactic when you just fall into the pit. So he tries again, and he's short, and then he makes it over.
Oh.
And now we're going to jump across another pit, and there's the Nightmare's
the nightmare key.
Key in this room.
All right, so there are still 4 treasure chests in this, and we haven't found the map either. So we still have quite a bit to do. So I'm going to head back to the start and see if we can figure this all out.
You know, there was a room in the very beginning of the game, or the level, to the right that we didn't go to. And if you recall, now we can get past those barriers to go down the left-hand side of the front room as well.
Ah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
So maybe, yeah, check it out. Let's see what you feel like doing here. Gotta say,
all right,
love
so we're back on the
slimes.
first floor. We're just taking out everybody around us. All right, still can't get in there.
If slimes were around in real life, I would, I would have one.
Be so
as a
excited.
pet. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We're going to approach this eye like, oh, what's going on? No big deal. It pushes you out of the room. Oh no, what are we gonna do? I know, we're gonna charge with our sword out. Oh. It's the same eye that pulls you toward it in the previous dungeon, but it pushes you away. Ben gets a guardian acorn and is in despair due to the long dialogue box and leaves the dungeon and comes back in. Why'd you do that?
Primarily to get rid of the
Smart.
Yeah, the guardian coin noise is just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. We have now both said guardian a coin instead of corn.
Have we?
Do you ever hear yourself slipping into Ohio accents? Do you know what the Ohio accents are? Ben is now able to crush through the rocks, kills the slime, hasn't hit the switch, so cannot get the treasure chest, but will be proceeding down to the room south of here, killing the 2 Stalfoses that, I don't know if they're their own bones that they're throwing at you. 200 rupees.
200 rupees.
That's great. So now we have 427 rupees.
So we're about halfway to our bow and arrow.
Uh-huh. And we
Right,
gotta
well, the
find
good
a
news
crystal
is-
switch.
Yeah, we need a crystal switch, and we need... Well, I guess we have the key, but we need a crystal switch still. So there's 1 door left when these 4 doors...
And it has
there
a
it
crystal
is.
switch. And hopefully it also has a key, because we need another
Well, we
key.
heard the noise.
And it does have a key.
Excellent. So we're going to... There are also some pots in here, so we're going to get rid of those pot boys. We're going to hit the switch.
Good job. So one of the Ohio accents that I occasionally revert back to, because I like untrained my accent. We got a beak.
Ah, we found the stone beak.
now we can
Again,
talk
this is
to
the thing
all
that
the
you
owl
use if you
statues.
don't know where things are. Yeah. Gives you clues.
So there's two N sounds in English. One of them occurs in most words that begin with N or in the middle of a word, and the other only occurs when it's with a K sound or a G sound, like at the end of the word, like going. We got a map. So to demonstrate, no, or going, and some people in Ohio say going instead of going.
Specifically, our centrally located cousins. do this.
Yeah. Our cousins in Columbus say it. And every now and then, you and I slip up and do it. Say reen instead of ring. Keen. They straight up say keen. I know it sounds ridiculous to everybody listening at home. I also want to say that, like, dialects and regional variations are not language errors. It's what makes language wonderful, that everybody kind of has a unique language. And another one that I've noticed I do is drawl instead of draw.
So we are back in the middle section, and we managed to have enough keys. So now we're in one of the great side-scrolling sections of the game.
And there's a thwomp or a womp.
There is a thwomp. And so we're going to walk up to this thwomp and, all right, if we just walk up to it.
It's blocking our path.
Okay, we can't slice it.
But it's hovering in midair.
Yeah, so maybe we can like bait it to come down.
Ben's going to dash into the spikes. Ow, ow, nope. Ben just lost so many hearts trying to do that. Why don't you try running into it?
There we go.
And he does, and it has a shocked look on its face. There's a piranha plant across from us. Ben's going to attempt to clear this large gap with spikes, and he does not clear it, and he dies.
Wow.
Ben died.
So, you know what? You got to get right back on that horse.
Oh, hold on.
That's the...
When we came back, and we picked up some of these pots, it looks like, what's underneath that? It's Beetle! What are you doing under those pots, Beetle?
Again with the pots, man.
Hey, I have something other than Anchor to sell you this week.
Yeah.
Troidal Power is a tired dad and perpetual project starter who hosts Troidal Power Presents, the Power Playthroughs podcast with Troidal Power, an audio-only Let's Play podcast. He samples a whole host of Switch games, is working slowly on ongoing playthroughs of Oracle of Ages and Golden Sun, and also throws in random weird stuff from time to time. Find Troidal Power Presents the Power Playthroughs podcast on any podcasting platform. Check out TroidalPower.com to see more of his nonsense, or support him at patreon.com/TroidalPower in order to sponsor an episode of him playing or doing whatever you want. Thank you! Oh.
Wow, Beetle. He's a contortionist.
My dude.
Fitting in those.
He was actually in the pot. I thought he was behind the pot. He was in the pot.
It's outrageous.
It's crazy.
It's outrageous. So Ben uses
we're gonna
the warp
use the
set
warp point
after he beat the mini boss.
Yep.
And we're gonna head back to whence we came. So I looked it up, and
yeah, what'd you find out?
The bomb bites that count down are also bomb bites. They're the green variety, and then the reds are the ones that bounce around. So they're both bomb bites, clearly modeled after bob-ombs. Gotta say. Obviously.
All right, so before we go back down into the depths where I perished earlier, we are going to grab ourselves this heart, which, again, I did not know that it gave me back 3.
It's pretty good. Gotta say. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right, so we're now back.
Ben's dashing into the thwomp.
All right, here we go. We're going to do it. Oh. I didn't think I was going to make it.
And these are called thwomps in this game. So this is a fun room. There's a bunch of these crystals that you have to dash into, and a bunch of the bird head things. And Ben can now dash into these birds before they transport. And he gets a dialogue box because he touched the crystal. And bang, bird disappears, bird shoots a thing. Bang, Ben killed all the bird things. And continues. Doesn't get a reward other than passage. So this room's cool. The floor moves in all different directions. There's no holes, but there's some keys, and there's some statues. Ben slices up the keys, gets a key, and doesn't need that key for anything.
That's kind of weird. Yeah. What is that key
Extra
for?
key in case, I don't know, in case you like, I don't know. Extra key.
Yeah, it must be here like for the puzzle earlier, like the 4-way puzzle, just in case something happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, here we go.
So we are entering the boss's room. And
Neener.
What?
You can't find me. Nya nya.
So this guy's all mean, and there's straight up nothing in this room.
Oh.
Ben's searching around. He's not finding anything.
But slimes are dropping on me
They're
from the
just
ceiling.
pouring out of the ceiling.
Oh.
And
I wonder if he's in the ceiling.
Ooh, nice.
Aha.
There he is. There he is. Big old eyeball drops out of the ceiling. And Ben is slicing and dicing, and the eyeball's turning into 2 eyeballs. Ah!
All right, Ben has half a heart right now.
Ben has half a heart, and traditionally, there he goes, dying. So Ben died to the boss, which is kind of exciting. It's good to have a difficult boss.
Absolutely. You know, those slimes dropping from the ceiling actually took quite a bit of my health.
They did. You should kill more slimes and get some coins. For the listeners at home, because that's the content they want. Ben did not clear the gap and only
But it's okay because there is a floating heart boy in this room.
It's very correct. Very correct. So, this...
And for the listeners at home that couldn't see, I actually bypassed getting a guardian acorn because I didn't want to deal with the noise. And if I would have had it, I probably would still be alive right now.
Oh, it's true. That's
I
very
saw it
true.
and it was like, oh, I don't want that.
So this Slime Eyes, as the boss is called, is only found in Link's Awakening. It's just kind of a goopy eyeball thing that separates into multiple eyeballs.
You can't find me.
You know, it reminds me of the eyeball boss from A Link to the Past. Ben slicing and dicing. I usually dash into this thing to separate it. Okay. And seems to, when it goes up into the ceiling, it comes back down and it shakes it, and then Ben's stunned, and maybe if Ben jumped when it landed, he would avoid being stunned.
Oh.
Perhaps, you know, classic. There
Oh,
you go.
Patrick, so
With the
smart.
Moves, with the moves. I've played this game a lot. Don't give me too much credit here. But it kind of reminds me of Vitrios.
In this game, you can't skip getting the heart.
You have to get the heart.
You have to get the heart.
Or the door won't open. Okay?
You've got Sea Lily's Bell.
So this is, again, for those of you that wanted to play the drums as a youngin', but they didn't want to just give you a drum, they gave you bells. This is for you.
This is for you.
Well, you did a good job.
Waterfall. It is hidden in the waterfall.
Think we should head over to the waterfall? I mean...
Yeah, that's where it was telling us to go.
Oh!
Hoot, hoot, hoot! Hoot! How many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will wake and you will leave this island. Now, you must hasten to the Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way. Hoot, hoot!
All right, bro.
Did you know that we were getting a hoot, hoot?
You know, I forgot. I was pleasantly surprised. How many secret seashells do we have?
I don't know, but
Got
where
7.
we're standing right now,
Right,
Yep.
that's
So-
why I asked. There was a patch.
you start to notice them. You know,
yeah,
you
there's
start
an
to notice
empty
them.
patch in between 4 patches of grass, and it's like, oh,
Kind of like
that's
the
probably,
Korok seed for you
Breath of the Wilders.
Wild players. Okay, so we got told 2 things. We got told the Yarna Desert, and we got told it's behind the waterfall. We haven't found a waterfall or the desert so far, so we're gonna have to do some exploring.
Yeah.
So we really haven't.
Oh, Marin. Oh, Goopy. I see you have a nice stick. Can I borrow it for a second? Yeah, let him borrow it.
Sure.
All right, so he's going over to this beehive we were talking about and whacking it. Definitely did not get a professional. And he's getting chased around the screen by these bees. And it's quite a wacky sight.
It is quite a way.
All right.
Ah,
And the honeycomb falls. The stick
a
became
stick
the honeycomb.
became the honeycomb. You're not sure how it happened, but take it.
I like how
Well, that's exciting.
I like how we don't know how it happened. Like we saw it happen. Okay. So we
All
got
right,
the
so if we're
honeycomb
looking-
now. That's good.
If we're looking at the map, so we really haven't gone. There's some places to the south, a lot in almost the entirety of the east
Yeah.
and most of the far north.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say we go down south there? There was a few places that I think if we would have had the boots and the ability to jump, we could have gotten around. So let's head down there.
Okay, can we go to the town first?
Yeah.
I'm curious. You know, I want that bow, and I'm not going to make our listeners sit through us farming. Is that what they call it? But
That's what they call it.
I will say, I think that there's a rupee available. See if there's something new in the shop. I think that's pretty much it. We just got to buy the bow. Yeah, we just got to buy the bow. So
I'm going to buy some bombs.
don't buy
Roll
bombs.
low. What's wrong?
We got to save all of our money for the bow. See, this is me,
I will make up that 10 pence I just used.
Yeah, 10 pence. By slicing and dicing. This is such a fun screen. It's just a bunch of bushes and sand and grass, and
It's like we know what you want to do.
It's right next to the shop. It's very obvious, and it just feels so good to slice. You know.
So where haven't we been around here?
So I want you to go check out the crane game. See if maybe
Crane game.
we can get some rupees from the crane game.
All right.
Or lose rupees. It's probably a two-way thing. So there are rupees in the crane game. You think that you're down for the challenge? Oh, trendy game is what it's called. All right. Let's see what Ben has in him. You know, one of the toughest Mario Party games is the crane game. You ever play that one? It's tough. So Ben's going over, and he goes down, hoping to get a rupee. He's skipping it this time. He's waiting for it to come around the next time. Trendy Game Guy's great, by the way. He has a big pointy nose, and he has pretty cute glasses. All right. Bing, bing.
Oh.
Ben doesn't get anything. He's just
It
wasting
is so
money.
slow.
It's very slow.
All right, we'll give him one more shot.
So we have to leave and come
Oh.
back in. Ben's hopefully not going to waste rupees. Maybe you should try to pick it up on the upswing. This is definitely one of the more difficult games in the Zelda series, I feel like. It's the crane game's different in the Switch version.
Is it easier?
I think it's easier. I think there's more stuff to do. I think there's more stuff that stands still, but let me just look it up real quick and
Wow.
get visuals on it.
Yeah. No
Did
good.
you fail
No good.
again? Okay.
So we just wasted 20 roops.
I just wasted 20 rupees. Well, I guess I can't give you crap for. We could go fishing.
Yeah, I'll let you do the fishing, I think.
There he is.
All right, so let's see here. What else?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so...
But Ben, don't you remember from the first season of Hyrule Podcasters?
Oh, Patrick!
Oh, it's a Bow Wow. Hey, that looks great. I'll call it Goopy Plays with Bow Wow. Oh, now get closer to Bow Wow. Okay, we're sneaking over to Bow Wow. It's a cutscene. Grr, Bow Wow says. Goopy, get closer. I don't want to get closer. Grr, grr. Bow Wow's kind of acting mean. Grr, grr. Oh my gosh, he's chopping me. Grr, grr, grr. Much closer. Okay, I'm ready. Smile. And we put up the peace sign, and we get attacked by Bow Wow. And
That
the
was
picture
amazing.
is us getting attacked by Bow Wow. Okay,
That
that's
was
cool.
amazing.
Because I knew that there was a picture with Bow Wow. Ooh, while we're over here, so we're going south, let's go back into the first dungeon and bomb that wall.
Okay. Oh, and we have to knock the book off the shelf here. Remember that
And we
book
have
that was
to
up here?
knock the book off the shelf. Yeah, so we're going back into the library, and we're going to dash into the shelf. Ba-bow. And now, this is not a chest.
What? You knew that? Okay.
So we can
Do you
read,
want
this,
to read
book.
this book?
New World of Color under the 5 gravestones. Up, right, up. Okay. So this.
So down, left, up, down for those 5. Down, left, up, right, up.
1, 2.
Down, left, up, right, up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going in and clockwise, starting with the bottom. Right.
Ben just took a note.
Okay, cool.
Try this with all your might. Open a new path. Whoever is worthy receives the power of color. I wonder what the world of color is.
Cool.
Well, remember when we found those 5 gravestones earlier and couldn't quite figure out what to do?
It looks like we had to be doing them in the correct order. Where you going?
Well, I'm gonna go back. Should I keep going to the beach?
Yeah, let's, I want to bomb that wall.
Oh, you want to bomb the wall in the
First dungeon.
tail cave.
Tail cave. Just want to get it out of the way. Pop, jump over the pit. Ooh, run into that tree. I think there's something in that tree. Bang!
Ooh.
Secret seashell. So the tree to the left screen of Tail Cave has a secret seashell in it. And then I love the little scrimps.
I don't think I've never come back and bombed this.
Oh my gosh, Ben, I have terrible news for me.
What?
I'm allergic to shrimp.
I saw that on Twitter. I thought maybe you were joshing around.
Nah, dude. I would never joke about being allergic to shrimp. I noticed I ate some shrimp and it made my throat a little itchy. And then I thought about it and it's happened before. And so I told my doctor and he said that I should stop eating shrimp and gave me an EpiPen and we ran some allergy tests.
So we found a secret seashell.
What do we have, 9 now?
Let's see. 10.
Oh, okay. Don't get another secret seashell. We should go to the seashell mansion.
Okay.
Just to make sure we don't... Ooh, there's a treasure chest we didn't get in here. Go grab it.
I don't think it's anything.
But if it's rupees, we could get that bow.
Oh, that's right. We need... I forget that we're actually playing this game the right way by collecting rubies.
I'm trying not to, I'm trying not to get called a thief.
Right.
I hope it's not a secret seashell, though, because... What? Try that again. So Ben's in the room with the... what are these things called? Leave the room and come back.
What?
Leave the room and
Okay.
come back. Now charge up your sword. These are the things that you have to get them all to show the same face card. Right, and then you got that. And you can time it. You don't just have to willy-nilly. Sorry, am I being mean? Nope, leave the room and come back. So when you leave the room, they reset, and they're all on the same frequency. So if you can get them bunched together as... Yeah, there you go. If you can get them bunched together, bang. Hopefully it's not a secret seashell.
Oh,
it's just
it was
a peak.
just the...
My bad. I'm wasting everybody's time here.
All right, we're leaving. We're leaving,
and we're going to go to the secret seashell cave. So that... Because I think you got to do it every 5. So, I feel like I've started so many tangents, and I never finish them.
That's your job.
Yeah, is that good?
So you're allergic to shrimp.
Oh, and I might be allergic to peanuts, bro.
Like a late stage adult allergy?
Or I always was. Also, late stage? Bro, I'm only 35.
I think it's just what they're called, man.
What you trying to say about me? Ben's slicing and dicing. He's on the beach, calling me old.
So this is where we first got our sword.
This is where we first got our sword.
And we never went kind of any further to the east. We just kind of... Dang it.
We got a piece of power. Okay, so
Oh, there's a
ruby
wall to bomb right here.
comes from the same word that red comes from. Isn't that cool? Proto-Indo-European rude. Red.
Oh, there's...
Empty room in a cave by the beach. Red stone is where ruby comes from. Rubino. So also source of Italian rubino. Latin rubus, red, turns into ruby. And then let's look up rupee.
All right, so we're now at the edge of the beach. We found a treasure chest with 50 rupes in it. And
Don't be hunting.
there's a house here.
Don't be hunting too hard, man, because you're gonna get a secret seashell. Don't break any of the pots in this house. This house is old and has holes in the floor, and there's a little brazier to be lit in the corner, and nothing happens. So it doesn't look like rupee shares an etymology with ruby. Looks like ruby comes from red, and rupee comes from Proto-Indo-European rupa, shape, likeness, image, Sanskrit rupya, wrought silver. So while they're similar, they are not the same. Bomb the wall to your left. Never mind. Keep going. Nope, don't do it, because it might be a secret seashell. Do you know where the seashell
Yeah.
spot is? I do not.
I mean,
If
I know the direction.
Listeners, if you don't know, I am not the guy to do navigation. If you have me and Ben and no GPS, and you got to get somewhere, you don't know where to go, I'm not that guy. I'll talk your ear off while you drive and keep you awake.
Here we go.
Though. So into the secret seashell cavern, Ben enters, and the little meter on the right goes up a little bit. It's very fulfilling. Ooh, it's going up a lot.
It is 2/3 of the way up.
And we get a secret seashell. That's
So it looks
awesome.
like at 15, that is when we will fill up the meter. Oh, speaking of navigating, I just had the dream of all little boys and little girls happen to me. I got on the bus. This is the bus that I take into my office.
Ben, would you equip a sword, please? Thank you.
And the bus driver turns to me and he says, "Hey, how well do you know the route?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I know it pretty well. Like I ride on it, I ride on this bus like a few times a week." And he was like, "Oh, can you just kind of help me get through this, into the city?" And I was like, I've been training for this moment my entire life.
No way.
You have no idea.
Did everybody on the bus give you a standing ovation? That's incredible.
Someone did thank me afterwards, yes.
That's so good.
But I was chatting with him, and it's just like he doesn't drive that route very often because it's like one of the lowest paid routes because it's a time limited route, so it only happens just in the mornings and the afternoons. And so I navigated him all the way into the city.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah, I felt really cool.
So
All right, here
Ben
we
has
go.
navigated us back to the graveyard, where he will touch each gravestone to make a boo appear and kill the boos. Sorry to tell you how to do this. I'm not trying to run your life here.
All right.
Ben's contemplating what weapon.
I'm just trying to get rid of all the grass. That way I don't walk really slowly.
Yeah, getting rid of the grass. He has a half a heart left and he dies.
I died.
Ben died. So we
Oh, wow, we're really
reappear-
far away.
We reappear pretty far away. And we're killing some pig boys. What are you going to do?
I
Sometimes
don't remember
you die.
dying this much playing this game in the past.
Well, maybe that's because you weren't awake when you played it. Because you said in the past, and that's a Link to the Past thing, so I made a Link's Awakening joke.
Yes, Patrick, you're very clever.
Did you? Don't you patronize me.
Everybody finds Patrick very
Although,
clever.
if those of you at home would like to patronize us, we have a Patreon with some great benefits, and we
We
encourage
do. That was
you
a really good segue.
to thank you. Maybe it's a good holiday present for your friends. Buy your friend a subscription to the Hyrule Podcasters Patreon. We also have another show, and you can check that out if you want. It's about the Sandman, the comic book, and the Netflix TV series. We got some experts that Ben co-hosts with.
Some actual experts.
Yeah, they're genuinely experts. So Ben's back in the place where he met his demise. I'm not going to edit out Ben rewinding, so that you can all see what a futile gesture trying to play Lazarus.
All right. Up, right, up.
Up, right, up.
Up,
And Ben's pushing the gravestones
right.
and just hoping that he gets to where he's trying to go before. Okay.
Aha. Whoa.
Wow. We just made it into the color dungeon. Only our colors are never the same. If I am red, he is blue. If he is red, I am blue. What color is my cloth? So,
The fairy queen is waiting for you.
these are skulls, and they won't let us through. Talk to that one. Our colors are never the same. If I am red, he is blue. If he is red, I am blue. What color is my cloth? Don't tell anyone. All right, we made it through.
Do you have the powder? If not, you must go back.
How many powders do we have?
We got 12.
12. Let's give it a shot. What do you say?
I think we should give it a shot on next week's episode of
Hyrule Podcasters!
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for listening to this episode of
Hyrule Podcasters.
Podcast of the Windfish.
An Odd Conduit Media production.
If you like what you're hearing and want to support us directly, you can head over to our Patreon page. We'd also love to see you in our Discord. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Hyrule Podcasters and on Twitter at Hyrule Podcaster.
As always, this episode was produced by Patrick, and we'd like to thank LT Headtrip for composing original music for the podcast, including our theme song.
If you want to play along, you can find Link's Awakening DX on Game Boy, Game Boy Color, or the 3DS via their virtual console. The Nintendo Switch High Definition Remake is also a great option to play along.
And be sure to rate and review us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you happen to listen.
And action!
Thank you. We didn't recap.
I know. I don't think the recap's that important.
You don't think the recap's that important?
I don't. I think it drags the episode at the very end.
Nice. All right. Well, I guess I'll put my suggestion in the blooper reel.
All right, let me stop recording everywhere.
Did you just
Oh, look
rewind?
at
Benjamin.
I didn't feel like walking back.
Ben just
All right.
rewound. And
For the first time ever. All right, here we go.
I feel
All right,
conflicted
so we're going
about this.
down.
And he gets one boo to appear. Again, these are the boos that have their tongues sticking out. And Ben died anyway.
I died.
Trying to bring himself back to life.
Odd Conduit Media.